Okay, so now there's some background. We can finally talk about the episode. I'm gonna show certain clips from it and then analyze them. And the first thing I'll be looking at is the idea of corn as money. In this TV show, for some reason, corn is the symbol of power. In this show, corn is treated like gold would be, and I think this has to do with the symbolism of both of them being yellow.
Oh, Moon! To what will the honor of this visit?
I'm sorry to intrude. Please accept this bag of corn.
We don't need corn. We're doing great, thanks.
But perhaps we can find someone else who could use it.
So that clip was the Queen of Muni handing a bag of corn to kind of a kingdom of monsters that lives out in the forest.
I think everyone's just wondering why they're here.
It's the 37th of Grovnock? Munipendence Day? Munipendence Day. A long time ago arrived the first settlers of Muni. A modest people with noble pursuits, life, liberty, and corn. But the wicked monsters rose up and attacked the innocent humans to re-steal Muni for themselves. So the queen used her magic to turn the simple peasants into a fearsome army. And then there was fighting. And the humans won!
The first thing I'd like to point out is that the book is reminiscent of the Little Golden Book series. You can see that by the side of the book, the binding. And so this means she has been taught this from a very young age, and this has been a story she's learned about through this incorrect book. Secondly, I'd like to point out that she says they were in pursuit of life, liberty, and corn, which is a callback to the Declaration of Independence, where it says life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. But when they say corn, it might be slightly more reminiscent of what it actually was, which was the pursuit of wealth from stolen resources. Her phrasing in this, with how she talks about the poor innocent mewings, is showing how like a lot of the videos we watched earlier has to do with showing the settlers as being like kind-hearted people. And then when she was talking about the queen using her magic to make the settlers into fearsome warriors, I think that's a parallel to having guns.
What's that?
Oh, that's just the all-seeing eye. It follows you around all day.
It's staring at me.
Don't worry. It's just to remind the monsters that the royal family is always watching.
I think the wording with the royal family is always watching is important here, since the crown, which is referred to as the Commonwealth in New Zealand, is the British colonists who first came, and they're their own country now, but they still have to refer back to the crown slash the royal family.
Hey, Star. I've been looking through your... Hold on.
I've been looking through your book, and, something seems off.
Oh, okay. Wow, you're right, Marco. I can't believe I didn't notice that before. Sharper, stabbier, and you need to be on a warnicorn.
Marco is seeing that there may be some flaws with the narrative she's been told, but Star is just so ignorant at this point that she doesn't see past it.
Feast after we reenact the Great Monster Massacre. Now please split into two teams, monsters and humans.
Can I be a human?
You are a monster. That's why you were invited.
Why do I always get picked to be
I think I want to be a human.
Advice. Princess Butterfly is reenacting our favorite holiday, the Great Monster Massacre.
That is my least favorite holiday.
Don't worry, we can take advantage of this opportunity.
So here you can see the two different sides of the Monster Massacre, kind of like Australia Day, where Star is very enthusiastic and is really excited to reenact this battle, while the main character on the other side, Toffee, is being sarcastic because obviously it's a day they celebrate where they're from, that no one actually wants to celebrate who's a monster.
Hey, Star. Everything's set up. We'll get started whenever you give the signal. Or not, and we can just go eat.
No, it's okay. It'll be fun.
Here, Star is starting to figure out that it might have not been as fair of a battle as she thought, and might have not been as glorious of an event. But she's still hanging on to her traditions.
All right, let's go eat some corn.
Yeah, I need to sit down.
Here, Star thought she accidentally hurt one of her friends who was dressed out of monster, but it was actually a real monster trying to get her wand. And throughout this whole series, she's been fighting monsters from this one group, and she's never hesitated to beat one up. But here you see her reconsidering her actions.
My ex-wife says I spent too much time around.
Are you sure this is accurate?
You know what? I think it's time we just put the book away.
Okay.
This last scene is very reminiscent of Thanksgiving, with the monsters and the Munies coming together to have a dinner of corn. Even though in later parts of the series you see that the monsters are always trying to get some corn that the Munies don't allow any of the monsters to have. She also finally realizes that the history she's been taught may not actually be the full truth, and is rejecting the book she was so enthusiastic about at the beginning. This is important because I've never seen the subject of colonism really touched, especially in this way, in any kind of cartoons or really media targeted at kids whatsoever, or even adults really. So having this opportunity to have coded messages about colonism and about considering like the history lessons we have been taught is really important. I've noticed a trend with more progressive shows with female writers. Star vs. the Force of Evil has a female writer, and so does Steven Universe. These episodes are important because they show normalization of things such as homosexual characters. Disney recently had a gay kiss in the background of a scene with Star vs. Force of Evil within the last few months. And Steven Universe has been shown multiple times with a lesbian couple in the background. To wrap up, I just wanted to point out how big of a deal this episode is to me, since for the longest time I've had to deal with people having incorrect ideas of what Native Americans are now or what our past has been due to these misleading cartoons. And this is the first time I've ever seen something like this tackled, as I said before, in media. And so I'm really appreciative of that. Thank you. I hope you found this interesting or learned something new.